Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 12th January 2024. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Hardan, 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 Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been talking about and analyzing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this blog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of what we have been trying to do in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my past, previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for the present video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to study, discuss, and analyze in detail a particular term in the psyche and life of every human living entity, whether male or female, in a particular lifetime in this material world. This particular term plays probably the most perennial part in the psyche of every individual human living entity, whether male or female. It is the main driving instrument behind the life, achievements, incidents, thoughts, preferences, opinions, ideas, actions, and reactions of every human living entity. This particular term or this particular instrument or ingredient is known as mind. Mind is subtle. Now we will try to analyze this thing a little further. Just like the first three subtle bodies made up of of the first element in the material world, ether, which are quite subtle in nature. That is the first layer of causal body of intelligence and logic, the second layer of the astral mind, feelings and emotions, and the third body of etheric senses being five in number, namely sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, plus the ego that cements all these three subtle bodies and the spirit soul and the gross body together, which is known as ego. This mind is also made up of ether and is as subtle as these three first layers of subtle bodies, ego, and the like. That shows that the three subtle bodies, the ego, and the mind of a human living entity in any lifetime in this material world, whether male or female, are subtle and made up of ether. The three subtle bodies, the ego and the mind, play a perennial part in the life of every human living entity, whether male or female. It is these subtle natured bodies and ingredients that decide on how the mass of tissue called brain, which is safely embedded in the cranium of the gross body of the same living entity, reacts and percolates the juice extracted by it from the vibrations that it received from the same mind. Mind is subtle, but the brain is gross. This brain is a counterpart of thought of that very mind. Every individual human living entity, whether male or female, in a given lifetime in this material world, is equipped with one individual mind. It is that mind that decides on how that particular human living entity will act and react in that particular lifetime. We all know by now that the multitude of humanity in a society are divided broadly into three categories. 75% of this humanity is of the vegetative type. The top five are positively material and spiritual, but the middle 20% are those living entities who knowingly or unknowingly, advertently or inadvertently, by design or by default, deliberately or otherwise, but thanks to their own destiny and karma of the past, gravitate towards the dark negative forces of this very material world. These dark negative forces have been in existence for times immemorial. Hence, any living entity, whether male or female, when he or she comes into this material world to go through one lifetime, automatically, if selected by his or her prarabdha karma and kriyamana karma, chooses to be attracted to and to gravitate towards these very dark negative forces. When they do, their own individual minds act accordingly, and how. We are trying to analyze these people's minds to find out how and why their mind acts in a particular fashion. Yes, it is quite possible that when these individual human living entities gravitate toward the same dark negative forces, they become victims of those forces which are also vibrating with the past human living entities and the present other human living entities, minds, brain, and vibration. In this process, we tried to discuss about the psyche and life of several case histories to vote for this very argument. As they say, you are judged by the company you keep. There is another proverb: you become what you think. These are two proverbs which vouch for the fact that those human living entities who decide to or prefer to have these other living entities who have also gravitated into these dark negative forces as company become a part of these very dark negative forces. While discussing about this, we took up the case history of a man called Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar, who, thanks to his prarabdha karma, was born as a son to one police constable who was attached to a notorious police station called Nagpada in the very Bombay city, which is the commercial capital of the state of Maharashtra in India. Because this guy was born in this place, in this family, and he had one elder brother called Sabir to look up to as a friend, philosopher, and guide, plus the atmosphere, surroundings, and the company of other like minded living entities in that area. Daud grew up to be such a cunning and hardened criminal that he began to, to head his own criminal gang. We have been talking about his case history in the past few videos. Now we know that Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar murdered three of his own awesome rivals from the Pathan gang and then promptly vanished to the Middle Eastern country of Dubai to relocate and settle down there so that he could run his own criminal empire in this very Bombay through remote control. This time, there were several Hindu gangs which were operating in the Bombay underworld with or without the help of Dawood Ibrahim Kaskar and his own henchmen directly or indirectly. The Pathan gang was already dismantled thanks to the death of the top three chieftains of this very Pathan gang, namely Nawab Zada Jangres Khan, Samad Khan, and Amir Zada Alam Zeb Pathan. By the time Daud reached Dubai and relocated to that country, he was already financially quite well off and he had a very active underworld gang in this Bombay, ably managed by some of his henchmen, namely a person called Chota Shakil, his own younger brother Anis Ibrahim Kaskar, his another younger brother called Noora Ibrahim Kaskar, and two other Hindu mobsters, namely Chota Rajan of the Bada Rajan fame and a person who was a hardened and cold-blooded hitman called Sunil Sawant, alias Sautia. However well oiled and efficient his own machinery was in Bombay, Daud was soon to find that because of the lack of his own iron fisted direct control on Bombay, his gang used to find frequent rivals among the Hindu gangsters who were not directly under the Dawood Ibrahim umbrella. But this did not deter him. Dawood had one very friendly, cooperative, and loyal henchman called Sharad Shetty. Sharad Shetty had also relocated to Dubai with Dawood Ibrahim and he was running his own Shetty gang from Dubai. Shetties are a community from the south of India from a state called Karnataka, and these people are very well known for their extraordinary business acumen, especially in running hotel chains. Sharad Shetty already had a very efficient, intelligent, and well oiled Shetty gang under his own fold before he himself personally relocated to Dubai. Daud, who was by nature commercially minded, was quick to understand and acknowledge that this Sharan Shetty will prove what most valuable to him in running his own criminal gang. This man was making Daud very wealthy, hands over fist, day after day. Daud was coming out in leaps and bounds. However, there was another Hindu gang which was operating in Bombay and was headed by a person called Rama Naik. Now we will discuss about this Rama Naik. Babu Resham, Rama Naik, and Arun Gavali were three very notorious Hindu gangsters who formed their own gang called BRA. B for Babu Resham, R for Rama Naik, and A for Arun Gawli. Now, this gang was ably headed by the middle gangster called Rama Naik, while Arun Gawli was wily and cunning and wanted to hug the background. Babu Resham of this gang was brutally violent and audacious by nature. He lacked a lot of common sense. The only very mature and intelligent guy in the gang was the same Rama Naik. Though Sharad Shetty had relocated to Dubai, there is one area called Vasai in the outskirts of Mumbai. This place has a lot of land which could be converted into a cash rich paradise if it was handled carefully by some business minded criminal. Now, this large tract of land was eyed upon greedily by this Rama Naik and the same business oriented Sharad Shetty. Both wanted to acquire this very land. Now, Rama Naik was of a very violent gang, while Sharad Shetty was more interested in the commercial side. Because these people logged their horns in a never ending battle for this land, they mutually decided to approach the same Daud Ibrahim to become an arbitrator in their tiff. when they went to Daud Ibrahim, being commercially matured and wily by nature, Daud Ibrahim Kaskar chose to favor the same Sharan Shetty in this particular trip. This was because he himself knew that if this land went to Sharan Shetty, he will be able to convert it into a gold mine. Rama Naik, who was by nature violent, got even more wild by this, what he called as a very unjust decision. This was more so because his own gang had committed several very audacious and bloody jobs for Daud Ibrahim that made this man sincerely believe that he was one of Daud's top henchmen in Bombay. Reeling under the sting from Daud, Rama Naik returned to Mumbai and declared a turf war between Daud and himself and his own gang. Daud had taken several years to recover from his gang war with the Pathan gang. Now he had to face an awesome and very efficient and ruthless Bra gang headed by this same Rama Naik. Love it or leave it. Despite his commercial intelligence and capability, Sharan Shetty was no match for the sanguine courage, violence, and bloodthirsty attitude of this very bra gang headed by his arch rival Rama Naik. Several murders and counter murders followed this gang war. Several guys from the Arun Gaudi Ramanayak gang got killed in this gang war along with some murders on the Dawood outfit. However, Dawood did not bother about this one bit because he had such awesome and notorious gangsters as Chota Rajan and Sunil Sawant or Sunil Sautia in his own fold. He unleashed these two wild dogs at the same Bra gang, equipped with the brains of Dawood Ibrahim and his own muscle and reputation in Chembur in Bombay. Rama Naik engineered the murder of this very brain of Bra gang called Rama Naik. Even before this, the ferociously brutal Babu Resham had already been killed by the same criminal gang called Kanjaris, who had once killed none other than the awesome Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan in Gujarat. with a Ramanayak debt and a Babu Resham debt. The only man who was left to handle this Bra gang was none other than Arun Gulab Gawli. This is all I wanted to talk about in this particular case history, in this particular video. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on these matters and this case history. Please give me your own expert opinions, thoughts, ideas, and views so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.